The opinions expressed by tonight's guest do not represent the opinions or position of Spaced Out Radio, syndicated carriers, or anyone associated with SOR Media. Listener discretion is advised. Here at Spaced Out Radio, we are about to take you higher. Broadcasting from the Rocky Mountains of Colorado to you listening around the world. This is Spaced Out Sunday with host Tessa Nicole Thomas. You can follow Tessa on our Facebook page at Spaced Out Radio, on Twitter at TessaTNT, and you can subscribe to her YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com/Spaced Out Radio for the archive. We break on command 'cause women rule the world. Buckle up, space travelers. Let the countdown begin.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's time to go for a ride with host Tessa Nicole Thomas.
Good evening, Spaced Out Radio. Secure your tinfoil hats, buckle down tight, and hold on loosely as we soar over the rocky tops of the La Platas on a Rocky Mountain high. Get sucked into the vortex of the Four Corners and settle down snugly at mile marker 419.9 in Colorado, Colorado. It is Sunday, March 10th, Monday, March 11th for those of you on the East Coast and beyond, and this is Spaced Out Radio. Hope you had a rockin' week, an awesome day, and an even better evening. I'm your host, TessaTNT, and I'm live tonight broadcasting from beautiful Bayfield, Colorado. We are 150,000 strong nightly on Spaced Out Radio Network, spacedoutradio.com, Spreaker, Paranormal Radio, TalkStream Live, 99.1 FM, WQEE, Noonan, Georgia, 107.7 FM, UPRN in New Orleans, as well as Deep Talk Radio, which you can find on deeptalkradio.com. Don't forget to head to our website, spacedoutradio.com, where you can peruse the Spaced Out Radio store and read the encounter online, dealing with everything strange, paranormal, and odd. So tonight, I have a treat for all my guys and gals out there. Tonight, we will be talking to and getting to know Mr. Craig Leafloor. Craig Leafloor is a highly sensitive empath and medium. Craig has had his ability since he was a little child. At first, he was analyzing pictures. Then, as he grew up, he was able to predict death up to a 3-month window. He is able to see health issues. He has been doing readings with accuracy for some time. He has been involved in investigating the paranormal for 10 years now, working with OPRI, which is Ottawa Paranormal Research and Investigations, dealing with lost spirit, loved ones, and demonic cases. Hey, Craig, welcome to the show. I'm excited to have you back.
How are you, honey?
Good.
Glad to be back.
How are you? I'm super stoked to have you back. How have you been?
Busy. It's been really busy. Lots of research and lots of people needing help, of course.
Yeah, and like I was mentioning on the Facebook Live, you've been actually helping my sister with some healing, and I just wanted to tell you how grateful I am that you've been doing that, and how amazing and awesome you are for doing that.
It's been my pleasure. My pleasure. It's nice to see her looking better.
Yeah, she is improving quite a bit.
Yeah, it was a big difference from the first picture I saw to meeting her to now. Definitely. Even has a smile on her face.
Yeah. And it's been difficult for her with the lack of oxygen and, of course, the pain in the lungs or whatnot. But like you said, she's improving every day, and she's doing really good. And I'm grateful for that.
Totally. Me as well.
So you said you've been busy with research. Is that with your paranormal group?
No, I've just been doing a lot of research with different healing practices, Reiki, astroplaning, really everything. Binary beats, different meditations, trying to just get caught up in a little bit of all of it and broaden my knowledge.
So I saw you post about the binary beats the other day. How's that been working for you, and what are your thoughts on that?
I absolutely love it. I'll explain a little bit about what it is. In between a music note. So if you played a music note in your right ear and a different note in your left ear, your mind will hear the note in the middle, which is a binary beat. Now, a binary beat connects to all energy. So when I'm listening to certain binary beats, 432 is a really good one, 528 is a really good one, and those are in hertz. And you can literally feel it in the chakra point that is meant to be felt in. So you don't feel it in your ears, you don't feel it in your head, you literally feel it where it belongs. So the 432, you feel it in your heart chakra. And you don't feel it anywhere else in your body. So that really fascinated me. And it was a little different than, the singing bowls or, the guided meditation. So I found it really interesting that my body could hear it, not me, so to speak.
Yeah. That's
so I'm liking that one more than all the others so far.
What are some other meditation practices you've been picking up lately?
Well, I got a list of them. There's mainly the meditation would be the singing bowls. Again, the binary beats. There are different types of binary beats where it just can be one singular note, or they could have it for multiple chakra points all at the same time. And then they also have just, the music for meditation. They have, the wildlife sounds or water dripping or that kind of stuff, which is really soothing, but it doesn't take me there, I guess, for me. I love a good bonfire, and I could listen to that all day, but I don't think I can go where I need to go with it. Where with binary beats, I'm able to get there right away.
Yeah, I'd seen something online not too long ago about using binary beats for also like cleansing or clearing your house of negative spirits or energies. Does that work?
I actually saw that today. They say it does. I haven't used that yet. But from what I've researched, if everything is true, then yeah, I'm sure that's definitely the case, because everything they've said is totally accurate. So it's interesting for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is. And, we always talk about music as the universal language, but it's so cool that we can use it for different things like this as well. It's very interesting and intriguing.
It's weird how in, what was it, the 40s, I guess it was, is when this first kind of changed over. Russia and Hitler and all of them changed the music note from 432 to 440. Now, it doesn't sound like a big difference, but that 440 beat was used in the concentration camps to keep them listening and to keep them docile. And then Russia and the States changed their music note to 440. So the only people that used 432 were like Mozart, a lot of the symphonies, and a lot of the music that kind of becomes universal. Phil Collins is one of those artists that uses 432 in a lot of his music. Hence why everybody loves that songs or those songs. So it's neat how it works.
Yeah, Phil Collins always did have that interesting different beat that does really actually make you listen more intently to what he's doing with the instruments there.
What's that song where not the heat of the night, but
I can feel it calling in the air tonight? That one?
Yes, that's the one with the drumming, and that's him using the 432.
Yeah, when you said Phil Collins, like that's automatically the one that came to mind.
Yeah. It's my favorite one of his as well. Yeah.
It's a very good one. So I know there might not be the same people listening tonight that were listening when you were on before. Can you kind of tell us like how you came to discover this gift and were able to build upon it?
The healing?
Just your psychic gifts, like start from the beginning, like where you started and how you came to be where you are today.
Okay. Well, again, I guess I was born with this. I really didn't know what my gifts were as a child, so in tune to the paranormal or those gifts. But my upbringing was a little rough, so it kind of went away for a while and kind of resurfaced when I got a little older and in my teens. And that's when I realized I could predict death. And I was able to predict my father's death and my stepfather's death and Anna Nicole Smith, Mr. Dress Up. The list, it goes on. And it's weird because I just saw a picture and, I would say, okay, well, they're going to be dead in 3 months. And they did. So it was kind of a weird gift because you can't really call them and say, hey, so I saw your picture and you're going to die in 3 months. It's kind of hard to have that kind of conversation with somebody you don't know. And it's one of those gifts that I would prefer not to have. And then after I realized I started having those gifts, it kind of just made me wonder and then realized that I was an empath. And I really, again, didn't know growing up that's why I felt everybody's emotions and found it hard to be in groups or hospitals and all that stuff. So once I realized I had that ability and I was able to start kind of dwelling into this and seeing where this would take me, and being I like helping people, it kind of just fell into my life quite easily. So then I with medication that's so cute.
Yeah, sorry.
It's all good. So then getting involved in that, I realized I always had this reoccurring dream where I could jump up in the air and kind of float down but not get hurt. And the more I dreamt that same dream, the higher my jump got and the further my jump got. And I still didn't know that's what it was, when I was first having those dreams. And then realized that it was actual astral flight. And astral flight is where, again, you can literally, for myself, I'm able to go into a calm state and literally leave my body and see myself lying down in bed. Normally is where I'm doing this. And once I see myself, I can literally go anywhere I want to. And there are other people that have that ability, and it was nice working with a few of them, because that just the connection is insane, and the energy when both people are working together doing that is off the hook. I can't explain. It beats meditation hands down. Like, it's just blissful. And I think that's one of my favorite gifts, is being able to do that.
Do you have to do meditation in order to get to that relaxed state to do astral travel, or does it just kind of happen when you relax, or how exactly does that happen? I haven't been able to do it very well.
They say you're supposed to meditate. They say if you don't meditate, you can't get to that state. I think that's full of shit. Because really, if I close my eyes, I can pretty much do it automatically. Obviously, I'd be in a lot more deeply into the astral flight, and I'd probably get a lot further ahead if I was more mellowed out and relaxed. But I have found that I've been able to do it sitting here. And actually, I do for your sister.
That's awesome. So you astrally go to where she's at and kind of do the healing that way? That's awesome. Do you ever use astral travel when you're doing, like, your paranormal investigations or whatnot?
No, I am, yeah. I'm finding I do a lot more, remote viewing. So astral flight and remote viewing are... Your sister's getting out of bed. Astral flight and remote viewing are a little different, where remote viewing, you're leaving your body. So astral flight, you're leaving your body. Remote viewing, I'm sitting here and picturing what this investigation will be. So I never know myself what, where, how, who, if there's kids, what the investigation is about at all. They always keep me in the dark, and which I like it that way. But with remote viewing, you just put yourself there. It's so close to astral flight. I guess the difference is I'm staying in my body. It's my third eye that's going there, not my energy or my energy. I would call it energy.
We have a caller, and it's actually my sister. Hey, Kathy, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going? It's going pretty good here. Hi, sister.
Hey, sister.
It's me and my friend Teresa.
Hi, Teresa.
Hey. Hi, Craig. Are you there?
I am, honey. How are you?
I'm doing a lot better, thanks to you.
I'm so happy.
Thanks to you, I'm doing a lot better.
So glad.
Oh, I like it.
Absolutely. Been my pleasure. And I get to meet nice people.
I love how you, like, push me every day to be like, don't forget, today's the day, you got to do this. You know, because
and you didn't do it today.
Better.
You didn't do it today.
We didn't do it today, but you pushed me to, today was not a good day, but we do push each other to do it almost every day.
So you know what you're going to bed with, right?
I'm going to bed with the thoughts and the thinking of getting this blood clot filtered out and picking it up a little.
Right.
Yes.
And just to explain to everybody else.
In the hospital.
To explain to everybody else, with me doing my healing, everybody is able to heal themselves. Everybody. And it's mind over matter. We believe God will save us because we believe God will save us. Some people believe in bars of soap, like it doesn't matter. Some people believe in crystals. Yes, like I have one of my favorite crystals is here, and I just like it. I have another one I work with, which is the black obsidian, and it's supposed to draw in negative energy, and I've been told by many psychics that I shouldn't be carrying this around with me. But I've looked it up a little more, and it collects negative and gets rid of and turns it into positive. So I'm glad I've had this stone forever, and I've used it. And again, it is just mind over matter.
I talked to you, and you did your healing on me. Like, I have felt it, and I could feel it, and I believed, and like. And when you told me to lay down and think about the healing and healing my blood clot and filtering my blood clot, even if you're picking it out little by little.
Right.
I do that. Like, even from the very first time that we had our session together, like, I could feel a difference. I could completely feel a difference. Like,
you can see a difference.
Yeah, and you can see a difference.
Totally. I was telling your sister when we first met, and I asked your sister to send me a picture. She sent me the picture of you just going into the hospital. You had your makeup on. You were beautiful. You looked still really, really healthy. I kind of wondered why you were there. And then 3 days later, when I saw you, total two different people. You were really sick.
You were pale, and
yeah.
I was fragile. Yeah.
Yes, and now you're darn near back to your old self.
Almost. Yes, almost. It's a slow process. Like, it's still a process. But
yes.
I am getting there. You look good.
I shaved,
You look healthy.
Yeah.
This is my friend Teresa.
She looks really healthy and really good. And she told me that you've been helping her with sessions and stuff, and she looks really great.
Yes. I'm so happy to see that progression every day.
Yes, I'm so happy to feel that progression every day.
She's starting to look like Cassie instead of something that I didn't even know was going to happen to her. I was scared. But now she's my friend again, and I'm so happy.
Me too.
You're so healthy. Yes. And I'm just so grateful for you and for Sissy for getting me in contact with Craig and the process that it's been, and it's just amazing.
Remember the payback, eh?
Right?
Yeah, I remember the payback.
All right.
I remember the payback.
I'm so grateful that I met him at the time that I did, because that was right about the time that you had gone into the hospital. It was right after we did our show together, and I could see what he could do, and I was like, could you please help my sister? And he's like, of course. So I'm still eternally grateful, because that was very scary, Teresa. I agree. I was so scared for my sister, and so grateful that I did meet Craig. And everything happens for a reason, and we meet different people for a reason, and it's just been a huge blessing for sure.
Been my pleasure right from the get-go. Yes.
And I completely agree, because from going from being someone who's never sick to being in the position that I was in, that was such a scary place to be. Such a scary place to be. But I refuse to live in fear of it. I refuse to. I always joke, I'm going to live until I die, but, that's a true statement. I don't want to live in the fear of how is this going to turn out or how is this going to end, because I'm going to do everything that the doctors and the healer and that everybody tells me to do, but in the end, I'm going to live until I die, and that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, that's not going to be for a long time, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be I'm going to live for a long time. I'm claiming that, and I believe that, and even if I have to be on the blood thinners for the rest of my life, it's okay, because I know that it's going to be what it's going to be in the end.
It's a small price.
Huh?
I said it's a small price to pay.
Yes, it is. It is.
So I'm definitely... go ahead.
I was going to say, go ahead, Craig.
So are we going to do healing right here now?
Kathy, are you going to do right here and right now? Sure.
Oh, yes.
I'm game.
Lie down.
Okay.
Okay, I need like 30 seconds.
Okay. Because I want this blood clot gone. Because I'm over the pneumonia and I'm over the pleurisy. It's the blood clot now that's giving me... Okay, I'm laid down.
Okay. I'm going to do... I'll do quick full body, but I'll focus mainly on your chest and your lungs. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
All right. So I'm going to start at your feet.
Okay.
Tell me when you feel me. Let it build up, and we'll move up together.
Okay.
I'm going to start now.
Okay, I feel you.
Let it build up.
It's like I have to physically go under my legs.
Okay.
Like, it's not letting me shoot.
Let's move up to your calves.
Like, I just, like, shot my,
And you're imagining all the blood flowing, all the energy flowing, the white light building up.
Happy.
Yes, and I can even see the white light dancing around.
Perfect.
Going in and out of my legs.
Let's go up to your thighs.
Okay.
Like, I get one pump by everyone now. Like, what the hell?
So I'll try and talk as well through this. So what I'm doing is I'm projecting the heat of my hands and my energy into Kathy and trying to focus that heat and allow her to build that heat up. And while she's doing that, that gives us that connection.
Yes. And it's hard sometimes to keep it at bay because it wants to rush on at my body to the part that's hurt. So, like,
I know.
to keep it to where it's at and to keep it at bay, sometimes it's a very intriguing struggle.
Yes. And compared to the first time we did it, it took a while to build up for you. And now you just want to rush all the way.
It just wants to run up my body, like straight to the pain, like straight to the position of where the problem is.
Yes. Okay, I'm just going to move straight to your belly.
Okay. And I see the white light, and it's like a butterfly that's just floating and going back and forth.
That's beautiful.
Pretty amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
Do you feel the heat?
Yes.
Can you feel me on your belly?
Yes.
Okay. Let's move up to the side of your ribs.
Okay.
Let that get really, really hot before we move to the front of your chest.
Okay. It's almost like weaving a basket, just going in and out.
Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to pull.
Okay.
How does that feel?
Feels very good, actually. It's like breathing in the white light and letting go of the black.
That's what you're blowing out, right?
Yes.
Okay. So now I'm going to move to the right side of your chest.
Which is where the blood clot is, yes.
Yes. And again, you're breathing in the white light. You're feeling the white light build up.
Black.
And blowing out the crap. Yes.
Yes. I say it's like a butterfly, but it's also almost like a dance. Like the white light is just dancing and entering and turning and coming out the negative and the black.
By the time we're done this, you're going to be able to do all this.
And my breathing is not labored. Like when I breathe in, the white light does not have that excruciating pain that I have when I breathe normally.
Okay, good. That means you're relaxing and you're feeling the white light.
Yeah. For me, that is feeling God.
Yeah. So let that white light build up till your throat. And start pushing that white light up to your third eye.
Through my body. Yeah.
Imagine your whole body being like the rays of the sun, but in white light. You're lighting up the whole room there with your white light. Let that white light go to the top of your head. And when you're ready, let it explode out the top of your head and out your hands. All the while breathing in the white light and blowing out the dark.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Have you looked up those binary beats yet?
Sister, thank you.
I guess I was supposed to send you those, wasn't I?
No, but I am in the morning. I have my grandkids all day. I haven't had a chance to, but I will in the morning, I promise.
All righty. 528. 528. That's the one you want.
528. Okay.
And I'll call you in the morning anyways. Huh?
Okay,
all righty. You have a great night.
Thank you, sister. Thank you so much.
You're
I
welcome.
love you so much.
I love you too, sister. I'm so glad you called in. I hope you have a good night.
I'm just so grateful and so thank you. And I love y'all so much. Thank you so much. And I will talk to you soon. And I have my purple plate right here, right over my blood clot. So just thank you so much with all of my heart.
You're welcome.
I love you too, honey.
I'm just so glad you're getting better.
I will talk to y'all tomorrow.
All right, have a good night.
Me too. Me too. Me too. I love y'all.
I love you too.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night. Okay, so we actually just got a call from area code 269. Who are we talking to?
This is Nancy.
Hi, Nancy. How are you?
I'm fine, and how are you?
I'm doing awesome. So good to hear from you.
Great.
Do you have a question, Nancy?
I've never done this. Hi, Craig. This is Nancy from the Psychic
I know.
Craig.
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Good. Just thought I'd call in because I'm listening and I was liking what you were doing, and I was listening to you do healing, and even though you haven't started your Reiki class yet, have you?
No.
Okay.
I have not. This is just something that
you're going to natural at it. I'll just tell you that. You're going to be good.
Well, thank you.
Because you're already...
Thank you very much.
Oh, sure. No problem. No problem. I'm dealing with the whole thing of, as being a healer, do you ever feel like you neglect your own healing and taking care of yourself, like what I've been doing to myself?
Every second of the day, yes. I don't pay attention to me at all. I don't think I know how to, if that makes sense.
It absolutely makes sense. Because that's that's what I do.
I focus on everybody else, and I'm not in need of healing per se. But, I guess just even with meditation, that's brought me that much closer to a better way of thinking and a better way of living my life. So I think in that case, I am taking care of myself a lot better than I was. That's for sure.
Well, that's good, because when telling another one of our friends this evening that, if you don't take care of yourself, who will? So we all have to a way to take care of ourselves. And when you were talking about the empath part of it, that is a struggle for me, because you were saying how you feel what everybody else is feeling, and you hear everybody else's thoughts, and it gets to be pretty noisy in my head after a while. So I have to be mindful about that, especially if I'm going to be going out in public. I have to remember to myself so that I'm not totally overwhelmed. Do you find you have to do that too?
Yes, but I also find I can shut myself off, which a lot of people say is impossible. I don't know if I'm able to just disassociate with those abilities to have somewhat of a normal life. But obviously I struggle in a hospital or an old age home or something like that. But, I can go into schools are hard too. Going to my kids' school, you kind of can feel all the kids' emotions and stuff. But I try to forget that I have abilities when I go out, unless I'm kind of grabbed and called on to just knowing I need to talk to that one person. And then I'll chase them all over the place to get that opportunity to talk to them. But I only let the real strong ones in, I guess, at that point. The ones that really, really need the help or are willing to accept the help, I guess, as well.
Right. And, of course, a lot of people appreciate it, which is wonderful. But then there's those that look at you like you just grew a second head. So, and I've had those experiences too. But
we're crazy.
Indeed, we are.
We're all a little crazy, for sure.
Well, I feel that that's part of my charm.
Right?
I'm hoping so. Yeah.
Well,
so
basically, I wanted to... What's that?
You find it hard to close yourself off?
Yes, I do. Sometimes I feel like I'm a sponge, and I just soak it all up, and it's like, all of this stuff has to go away. So I try to remember to carry this little pouch I have with some of my crystals in it in my pocket, and I also have an antique key that I wear around my neck. That I have the key.
Okay.
And those things help me remember to be mindful to not let everybody in.
Well, I guess the next thing we're going to have to teach is how to close yourself off.
Yes, that
because
would be a good thing.
If we go into paranormal cases, I need to put my shields up sometimes, right? Depending on the case. And that's exactly how I close myself off. I look at it as a Star Trek and kind of shields up, and nothing gets past that shield. And it includes being an empath. I choose not to listen. I choose to put that shield up and to keep myself safe. So that's kind of how I use it in both ways.
Right. Those are some of my those are some of my struggles as for what I do, because I get overwhelmed by it, and then I basically shut down entirely, and then I'm not able to do anything anymore. So
right.
It's important. I guess, as in all things, it's important to find that balance, so that you're not you're either not all the way open or all the way shut, but you're in the zone where you can take in what you need to take in, you can give out what you need to give out, and still maintain yourself.
Right. Yep.
I don't know if I said that right, but I know what I meant.
No, it sounded pretty good to me.
Good, thanks, Craig. I appreciate that. Well, I just wanted to call in and show my support for what you're doing, because I think it's very important. And I'm enjoying the program, and I'll be checking back in with you another day.
Awesome. Yeah, she has a great program here, and it's always awesome, even when I'm not on it.
For sure. Well, it's amazing all the work that you guys are doing to help each other and help others, and it's what we need to do these days, I think. It's kind of just...
Yeah. This is wonderful for me, because I don't have a car anymore, so I can't get out as much as I used to. So by having these groups of people that were connecting online and talking and communicating is very helpful for me, that I don't feel so isolated anymore. So this is very helpful for me, and I appreciate it.
Let's do that. Speakeasy, Mediumship Speakeasy. Now, this is a new site that's on Facebook, and we have a Reiki page, meditation page, paranormal page, healing page, remote viewing page. The list goes on. Every day we add another page. But it's all about people with gifts and abilities at all different levels. And we help and teach each other and support each other. And, if there's a paranormal case comes up, you have 20 people remote viewing it. It's pretty amazing, and the power and the strength that comes from that. So
it is really interesting.
If anyone is interested in looking that up and feels they have abilities and need help, that's a great place to start.
Indeed. Well, I will wish you, and we will probably be chatting in the morning, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much for calling in.
You're
It was
welcome.
great to hear from you.
Yes, it's nice to talk to you too, Tessa. Thank you.
All right, you have a good night.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye now.
That's awesome. I'm so glad she's listening and, giving you that support and the kudos, because it's so important to, help each other out and encourage each other.
Confirmation is huge.
Yeah.
It really is.
So while you guys were talking, we had a couple questions in the chat room.
Okay.
Well, BTO had a comment, basically. He said it's about enforcing your shield, using your barrier with one's inner light. And
yes.
Then Nikki was asking, Craig, do you do blocking to cut out other people's things being directed towards you?
It's a good question. Well, I've had 2 attachments dealing with the paranormal, and this is how I can kind of address that question. The first time I didn't know I had an attachment, and I had it for about 4 years, 5, no, even longer than that. It was the first exorcism I ever did, and I kind of went in cocky, going, I got my shield, I got my prayers, I got what I need, I'm good, and nothing can touch me. Well, I was wrong. There are things out there that do go bump in the night and are a lot stronger than us. And when we come across those entities or negative energies, sometimes you need more than one person. And I'm always going to learn. And in the beginning, I just too cocky, way too cocky. And, I learned with the first attachment that I didn't necessarily know I had. Once I had the second attachment, I was able to recognize it right away and have it removed right away. So, yes, I guess not necessarily shields up, but when you need to address that.
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny when you do work in this field for a while, you do kind of get that cockiness, or sometimes you just kind of don't consider it because you're compromised in some way, like lack of sleep or whatnot, and you don't do these things to protect yourself. And then you have to deal with things that remind you it's so important to do so always, no matter where you're going, no matter how it feels to you, because some things can be deceiving and make you feel like there's nothing there when there's actually something that's not nice at all, that does like to attach and cause issues. Nikki was wondering, when you do your shield and have to do it daily, does it drain you?
No, I get power. When that shield's up, I'm strong. Nothing gets through. When I do healing, I get cold afterwards. And that's because I'm giving all my energy out. I haven't I don't know how to take and give that energy yet, because I'm still focused on what I'm doing. But again, when I do shields up, I'm unbeatable. And that's how I come across. 10 feet, bulletproof, 5'4".
Yeah.
So yes, I consider myself impenetrable. Nothing can get through.
That's awesome. And Nikki was also...
that's conviction.
Oh, go ahead.
And again, that's conviction, right? I have to believe this.
Yeah.
And if I don't believe it, then I'm going to get hurt. Especially with some of these cases I do. If you don't believe that you have what it takes, then you're in the wrong house. So you really got to believe in for myself. I believe in God and the energies around us, and that's what I find keeps me safe.
Yeah, it's very important to have that faith and intent and other things that go along with that. Nikki was asking, Craig, what about the National Psychic Network you're creating for U.S. and Canada? How's it going, and what's new with it?
Thank you. Thanks for bringing it up. So far, it's going pretty good. What I've done is there's a national database, or there is one now anyways, and I'm trying to bring every ghost team across Canada and the United States, every town, every province, every state. And so if someone in North Carolina has a demonic case where, they feel unsafe, anyone can go to this database and just press in their city, and up pops a reputable person that can help them. Same with healing or mediumship, same thing. If you need us, we're there. And especially with healing, when we can get, say 20 people doing it at the exact same time, doing it to that exact one person, the power is phenomenal. I have nothing on 20 people. And we could imagine how many people we could help by just being together with it, instead of doing it separately. It would probably take less time to help somebody if we all did it together than it would if we were just doing it ourselves. And that's what I also tried to do with your sister as well, with the groups, is collectively heal. And I find you can feel the power. It's definitely stronger. So hopefully the database takes off, and hopefully people sign up, and maybe we can help a bunch more people, and they won't be alone.
I'm so grateful and glad you're doing that. And on that note, we do have to go to our first break, so you guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Looking for nighttime adventure? Old school radio that delves into everything out of the norm? Then check us out at Spaced Out Radio. This is Dave Scott. Every Monday through Friday, starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, we're going to take you on a wild ride ranging from conspiracies to true crime and every ghost, alien, and Sasquatch story in between. We're always live, and we're always interactive with you. So join us at spacedoutradio.com, where together, we own the night.
Hey, guess what? You can now get your brand new Spaced Out Radio swag at spacedoutradio.com. We've brought the store back with all new items for you to pick out and pick up for yourself, your family, or friends. T-shirts, hoodies, hats, we got it all. All you have to do is head to our website and click on Store. Choose what you want and it's shipped to you. The Spaced Out Radio store is right there for you. Come shop with us at spacedoutradio.com. Then we can own the night together.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
On the first Tuesday of every month, I encourage you to come along for a journey with me, Geraldine Orozco, on The Spiritual You. Together, we will take a look at how to access the highest expression of yourself and change your life. Consciousness, ET contact, health, and wellness, we can talk about it all. So come along for a spiritual ride with me, Geraldine Orozco, on The Spiritual You, only on Spaced Out Radio.
Coming soon to our website, spacedoutradio.com, is the SOR Space Travelers Club. For just $5 a month, you can get into a private area on our site where you can hang with other listeners in our chat room, post in our forum, and check out a bunch of exclusive content and store that won't be found anywhere else, including a nightly after-show party with Dave. It's going to be the best $5 a month you're going to spend. The SOR Space Travelers, only at spacedoutradio.com.
At spacedoutradio.com, we have a little bit of everything for you to stay up late. So while you're there, check out our SOR Newswire, where our team brings you stories of the weird and strange to the WTF from around the globe. News on Bigfoot, UFOs, paranormal, Darwinian-type crime tales. It's the stories that the mainstream media usually won't touch. Well, we got them all on the SOR Newswire, only at spacedoutradio.com. If you're heading to Vancouver, make sure you stop by the official bar of Spaced Out Radio, the Moose Vancouver. It's the place to party in YVR. At the corner of Nelson and Granville, the Moose Vancouver is always up to speed with a kitchen staff that serves great food. All food on the menu, $6.95 to $8.95. There's a reason the Moose Vancouver is recognized as one of the hottest spots on the West Coast. Get your horns up for the Moose Vancouver.
Hey, this is Canadian Paranormal Investigator Mike Moore. The third Wednesday of every month, I'll be teaming up with Dave Scott to bring you Ghosts of the Great White North. Each month, we will bring on guests from across Canada to discuss their ghostly encounters. Canada is a paranormal hotbed with stories you've never heard, so we're going to bring them to you. So get comfy on your Chesterfield, grab a donut, and join us, eh?
A timepiece is a reflection of who you are, and what better way to show off the real you than with an Escape watch. Escape is a lifestyle brand accessorizing your days and nights. Choose to escape and create the life of discovery that you deserve. Dream, play, unite with your own personalized escape watch. Head to escapewatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today.
We're bringing scientific thought to the paranormal. Hi there, this is Spaced Out Radio scientist Chris Cogswell. Join me, Chris Zuger, and Dave Scott the second Wednesday of every month, where we break down the who from the woo when it comes to everything paranormal. We'll investigate and try to bring sensible answers to those straight and sometimes outlandish questions people have. Hey, not everything has an answer, but we'll do our best. Listen in to Reality Paranormal only on Spaced Out Radio.
Hello, this is your guitar man Ron Bumblefoot Thal, and I have to tell you, I love the response I get for Little Brother is Watching from Spaced Out Radio fans. It's amazing how music can inspire and make people think deeper about what's going on in the supernatural world. You can head over to my website, bumblefoot.com, to check out my music, my guitar workshops, my touring, even check out some of the hot sauces that I'm working on. And make sure you keep on listening, because with Spaced Out Radio, you know Little Brother is watching.
Looking for a place to advertise at a very reasonable cost? Look no further than Spaced Out Radio. SpacedOutRadio.com has an advertising tab that you can click to check out our daily, weekly, and monthly packages to play on the radio, or our website including social media. From commercial spots to banners, we have it all. Check out our competitive pricing today.
You can follow Tessa on Twitter at TessaTNT, on our YouTube channel, Spaced Out Radio, and our website is spacedoutradio.com. Now, back to Spaced Out Weekend host, Tessa Nicole Thomas.
Hear the sound again, voices dancing in my head, smile wide, drowning slowly as the echoes rise.
Hey guys, welcome back, and thanks so much for tuning in tonight. Tonight we're talking to psychic medium Craig Leafloor. Hey Craig, welcome back, and thanks so much for being on the show again tonight.
All right, thank you.
I'm so glad you're back, and I'm so glad, like I said before, I hate to repeat myself, but I'm so glad that we met when we did, and I think everybody is meant to meet for a reason, and you've been able to help my sister immensely. I could tell the change from before I introduced you to the time to now, and she's really improved astronomically, and it's not because of the hospital. Like, they kicked her out 2 days earlier than they were supposed to.
They did.
Yeah, and they said it was because of her insurance, but then she talked to her insurance, and they're like, no, you had 2 more days, so I don't know what their deal was, but...
I was so angry. Sitting back here going like in Canada, they wouldn't kick you out for nothing. Like, it just doesn't happen. And if you need help, that's what the hospital's for. And it doesn't matter if you have money or don't have money, you still get your help. And yeah, I found that very frustrating, hearing that from your sister.
Yeah, I was like, guarantee if I was there, there's no way they would have done that, because they tried to do that to my dad when he was in there, and I was like, if you kick my dad out, I'm going to own this freaking hospital. Like, there's no way you're going to do that. That goes against the oath that you make, the Hippocratic oath as a doctor and as a nurse, and what you're trying to do there. It's ridiculous. It's not about the Hippocratic oath, really. It's about the dollar signs and the money, and the amount of money that they charged for the time she was there was outstanding. I was like, you definitely need to tell your insurance company to check that out. It was frustrating for sure, and it really concerned and worried me, and it really freaked her out as well too. And the first day she was out, she felt like weird, like her spirit was trying to leave her body, or she was trying to die, and she kind of accumulated that to the different drugs, because she said she took a cup full of drugs every day, and she was kind of tapering off of that, and so that's what she figured that feeling was, because she felt better the very next day after the first day. So,
and they didn't give her anything. Blood thinners. That's it.
Yeah,
you've been giving her pain meds every 3 hours for a week or so, and you expect someone's just gonna cold turkey it like that. Like, that's just not cool.
Yeah, it's not, because your body does become, after a certain amount of time, dependent on things, and that could have had a very adverse reaction. Luckily, she's strong, and she came through it. It was scary at first, but she did come through it, and she's tapering down from the oxys to the hydros, and she's been worried about getting hooked on that, which I was worried about that when I broke my foot off, and basically part bionic woman now. I have all these rods and pins and screws and stuff in my left foot. I was worried about getting hooked on those painkillers as well, because they had me on them for a while, but luckily I didn't. But there's so many people out there that do. So there is that legitimate concern that she had regarding that. But I'm so glad she's doing so well, and that you're there to help her out every day. Like, I was surprised when she said you guys were talking every day. I didn't know that.
No, I told you.
Yeah, I was like, that's super awesome. I knew you guys were talking. I didn't know it was every day. So I was very grateful that you were there for her and doing that with her, and it makes me want to cry, but I am so very grateful for you for doing that, because my sister means so much.
I know she does. I said to your sister, I said, okay, we're going to do this until you get out of the hospital. And then they kicked her out and said, well, fuck, that kind of screws that. All right, then we'll just keep doing this until you're good.
Yeah, and we do have to be careful with our cuss words, because we're on a couple terrestrial stations, so the FCC, they're all up in our bizwiz, so I like to use different words like shenanigans and frack and different stuff like that.
I'll do my best to remember that for sure.
But I was telling Tripp, I was watching Live PD, which is one of my guilty pleasures I watch on Fridays and Saturdays, and they were saying the SH word. And even in the replays for the intro, they said the SH word. I'm like, has something changed with the FCC? Is there different words that are allowed now that weren't before? Which wouldn't surprise me, the way things are changing all the time. But yeah, I need to get a whole list and be like, you can say these words or can't say these words.
Yes, prior.
So Susan was asking, how do we find the Speakeasy?
Just go to Facebook. Type in Speakeasy. And her name is Kristen.
Shenanigans.
Yes, that'd be the word. Her name's Kristen. If you, she's very well renowned, world-renowned medium as well. So yes, you would definitely find her just under that Speakeasy.
Awesome. Robert was wondering, how are the levels tested?
Tested?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what he's talking about. Robert, if you're hearing us, what exactly do you mean by that? And we'll get back to your question. What levels exactly are you talking about? Because we're both kind of scratching our heads here. BTO was wondering, what is Craig's understanding between the differences of remote viewing, astral traveling, and spirit traveling?
Well, okay, spirit traveling is something they do, is how I would take that. Again, remote viewing is me sitting here and psychically viewing a place like we're doing an investigation. Where remote viewing or astral planing or astral flight, as some people call it, is me leaving my body, my spirit, or I wouldn't say my spirit, but my energy, that we all have. You know, trees have energy, our table has energy, we have energy, and that's been proven. And what's also been proven is we can tap into those energies. So that's a little different where you're viewing a place because you're not wanting to really tap into that energy there. You're just wanting to view that energy. To astral flight to a place that might be demonic is very dangerous. You're not, like when I leave my body, I put a shield over my body. So nothing can enter that body when I'm not there. And I'm not sure if negative energies can affect us while we're in astral flight, but I'm not willing to take the chance either. There's just way too much negative energy out there that is really strong, and I just don't take the chance. I'd rather just put that, white bubble or blanket, depending on how you want to come across with it.
And he was saying, in regards to who is they with regards to spirit traveling, who's they? Like spirits on the other side? Or?
Yes. That's what I would take from that. They can travel anywhere they want because they're energy. So, like, are there spirits that don't cross over? Yes. Now, is their energy stuck here? Really, we're all guessing this stuff, right? Like, but from my experience, the ones that are stuck here don't have the freedom of flight or movement. They can kind of stay within this realm, but they don't have access to all the other realms. So it's obviously when they do move over and cross over, they have that ability to come and go as they please and really go anywhere they want in the astral world or planes.
And he's saying astral and spirit traveling is much safer than remote viewing. What are your thoughts on that?
I'd agree, because in a way you don't know what you're coming into when you're remote viewing. But I wouldn't astral flight to that place either. So I think it'd be dangerous in both aspects. You really have to be careful. And you have to have your shields up and your guard up when you are doing that. Just like you are when you're going into a place personally and you're going in to deal with a negative energy or something along those lines.
Okay. And Robert got back to us as far as the levels he was talking about. Let's see, the first question was, I think I erased it, but he was talking about how do you figure out what the levels are, and he was talking about the levels of healing and astral traveling that you had mentioned before.
Okay.
How do you check the levels on that? Like, I guess your energy levels, or I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's getting at there. My energy doesn't change when I'm doing healing. I go hog nuts, and that's how I go. I don't go halfway. I put everything I have into that time period, and I'll deal with everything else afterwards. And what was the other question? The levels of
healing and astral traveling.
There is no... Okay. I guess there are different planes you can go to in astral flight. So I don't know if you can even do it all at once. Like theoretically, when I astral flight, I can see other energies I fly by, depending on where I'm going. Yes, could I stop and talk to them? Probably. I haven't yet because I'm kind of busy doing what I need to do. But I'm sure we're able to connect to anyone on that side. I know I've been able to astral flight with other people that have that ability as well. And the energy is phenomenal and so strong. And it really is, your mind can, whatever your mind thinks of, it can do. And I can do a little training thing if you want. So this is what I was told to try in the beginning and see how that worked out for me. So I was told to close my eyes. And you do it too, Tess. Close your eyes. Put your hand at your third eye. Just your finger. So you know where you're looking. Right there, yes. Take your finger off. So now you know the spot you're looking at, right? With your third eye? Okay. I want you to imagine a dog. Now tell me what that dog looks like, Tessa.
I automatically went to my dog Jackie. I just lost her recently. But yeah, I was just seeing her. Last time I saw her, she was happy and playing in the snow, and that was the last time I saw her. So I automatically went to her, which she's a brindle-colored, like mastiff, with one brown eye and one eye that kind of looks like the earth with a brown heart in it. So yeah, I automatically went to her.
Okay. And obviously, going through loss of a family member like that is definitely hard. So I'm going to ask you to look for a horse. See a horse.
Okay.
What color's the horse?
It's like a golden color with like kind of a whitish blonde mane and tail.
Okay. What else do you see?
Tree, grass, a little bush back there in the background. Fence.
Nice. Okay. Now go up to her and take the reins and take her for a walk. Touch her. Feel her coat. Feel her mane. You just astral flight. You just did it.
Nice.
Kind of see what I mean there?
Yeah.
Okay, and obviously it's a little further than that, but really you just put yourself in that situation with that horse. You didn't see it, you didn't hear it, you didn't smell it, you didn't taste it. You only used your third eye.
Yeah, that's super cool.
And that's how we astral flight.
Yeah, it's funny, because I've had a couple of astral situations which I didn't intentionally get myself into. One was when I was in the military and MRP, and I don't generally take naps. Like, I've been against naps since I was a kid. You know, I like them as an adult, but at this early age in my life, I generally didn't, but I decided to this day because I was extremely tired, and I got up off the rack, went into the bathroom, but I felt like I was really, really inebriated or intoxicated, and so I'm leaning on the walls, and I'm leaning on the sink, and talking to these guys that are working in the bathroom, because I'm in an all-girls squad, and of course, we're flirtatious, like teenagers, and then, all of a sudden, my sergeant calls us to line up for chow, and all of a sudden my eyes flick open and I can't control my body. Like, I can't move it no matter how hard I tried. And I strained so hard, I was so sore for the next week, and it really freaked me out because, like, I was kind of outside of my body, and then I couldn't control my body at that point, and I was like, what the heck happened, trying to wrap my mind around what had happened. And then the next time was just this last winter. and I was house sitting for my friend as she went to California and Alcatraz and such, and
Nice.
and right before this happened, I had this weird paranormal experience. She's got this pull behind trailer, and she's got these 2 Dobermans that I'm watching, and all of a sudden I hear this across the wall, like somebody had scratched it. It's kind of like this corduroy sort of wallpaper material, and I'm like, what was that? And I'm looking around, and all of a sudden I see the fly swatter like swinging, and the keys flew off and onto the floor, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And the day before, the whole trailer shook, and so that freaked me out. I went over, picked up the keys, put them up, and looked at and noticed that the wall was that texture, so that explained the noise, like somebody's nails or whatever had scraped against the wall as it was trying to brush the fly swatter and kind of get my attention for some reason, whatever it was. And then I'm laying down and I'm watching Destination America or the Travel Channel, all these paranormal shows, and drift off to sleep. Well, all of a sudden, I didn't realize I fell asleep, but all of a sudden I'm on the floor on all fours, and I'm trying to crawl, but it's not working out. I'm falling this way, I'm falling that way, and when I fall the last time, I look over and I see my body laying on the couch, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I just died, because I had heart or chest pains at that point previous to falling asleep. And I was like, man, I had a heart attack. I died. Nobody's going to find me for a day or so. And so I'm trying to make it back to my body, and I'm trying to manipulate my spirit as if I would my body. And that's where I heard I went wrong. You're kind of supposed to go into that dream state where you can jump and fly or breathe underwater. Yeah. Like, there's so many things I can do in my dreams, but I was trying to use my physical body, which was not there. So it wasn't working out for me. And I crawled back up into my body and then pounced awake, and I'm like, wow, that was really freaky. How did that happen? So I just kind of accidentally fell out of my body, not intentionally trying to do it, because I've always had the fear of if I leave my body, is something going to try to jump in while I'm gone? Right. Supposedly that won't happen because you have that silver chain of some sort of protection. Yes. So that's an ease to my mind. If I do leave my body, I know there's been things after me my whole life, but I don't think they'll be able to jump in because there is that sort of agreement or silver chain and connection that you have going on.
And that's when I was talking about the different forms of astral flight, being the rope effect, or where is it? Let's see where we go here. Now, of course, I can't find it. The Monroe term is the one with in the 1940s, how he used the binary method, the rope technique, which is keeping yourself connected when you're doing that, so you are able to come back. Other people believe that if you left your body, you can automatically come back to your body because that's your home. So, but I've never had that experience where I couldn't get back to my body.
Yeah, I've always feared that I wouldn't be able to make it back, and somebody else would be inhabiting my body by the time I got back, so kind of like a spiritual eviction. But I've heard that doesn't really happen, so that's good.
Yes, but again, I do think having those safeguards of protection anyways it just helps ease the mind as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it makes me more open to astral travel because I'm like, you can do it. I'm going to stay here, Yeah. But knowing that there are those safeguards and protections for us, and some sort of, spiritual agreement or whatnot going on with that, it really makes sense. But yeah, I've always kind of feared it. I don't want to leave my body because something else might be there by the time I get back, and I'll be lost forever. Even though I hadn't died, it's kind of like just losing your home. But yeah, that's a good thing. So BTO was asking, because you had talked about gaining your power from God and, so on and so forth. He asked, what God are you referring to? The God that is yourself or the external God?
Really, I find God hard. You would think there has to be an almighty energy. Do I believe in what the Catholic religion writes in their books thousands of years later after Jesus? No. I think most of it's pretty full of it. And so I kind of take my own view on this. They have proven Jesus lived. They have proven he was crucified. They have proven he walked around praising God and spreading healing powers and spreading good love and peace and all that. I believe that. Yes. Do I believe that there were apostles? Yes. Moses, they can prove he lived there. They can prove all these things. So, yes, there has to be some basis to the truth, but I don't believe in the Catholic way of saying it. But I think, there's so many different religions out there, but we're all talking about the same guy. We're all talking about the same feeling of just knowing you're going to be okay. And I get that feeling from energy as well. So, if we go on the basis of God made us into his own image, then theoretically, yes, we are gods. Because we can do what he can do as well. We can heal. We can astral flight. We can save people. We can protect people. We can do all these things that really, I don't know if God does that for us. We do that for us. We have to make those steps. And without us making that effort, nothing changes. So it's a hard one, because you don't want to call yourself a god, because I'm not a god. But I have an energy that I'm able to use to help others. And I thank that life force that gave that to me. And if I'm thanking somebody that's not there, well, then that's okay too, because I still feel good about it. So I don't, the Catholic religion is really, it's just full of it. You can read from one page to another and it contradicts itself 25 times. But then you can read something else and go, okay, that makes sense. I can relate to that, or I can understand that. So I guess it's to each their own. Mm-hmm. And again, conviction is the biggest thing here. If I believe, then that makes it so. Because it is true. Mind over matter. Women picking up cars to save their kid underneath the car. There's just stuff that we don't understand. And, where we got that energy or how we're able to tap into that is, I don't think we'll ever have the answers. But,
and like you said, it is a mystery. And, I learned that we all have the light of God or Christ or whatnot in ourselves. We all have a little piece of him because we are his creations, and we are able to use that. I've had relatives of mine over in the Bible Belt in Boston, Arkansas, and she's really close to my mom, and so I was excited to tell her about the paranormal field and things I'm doing to help people, and how I say these different prayers and stuff to protect myself, like the St. Michael prayer, for instance, I like to use. I'm not Catholic, but I do have faith in certain portions of what they use in other different religions. Everybody's got a certain portion of the answer. If we all just came together, we'd be okay. But she's like, and I'll go into my southern accent, what makes you think God's going to protect you when you're just messing with demons and so on and so forth? Well, in the Bible it even says, Jesus in his own words, it is me, Jesus, I'm not a ghost, it is me. And so he mentions ghosts. He didn't say it is me, I am a demon. He said it is me, I'm not a ghost, right? So I do believe ghosts exist. These entities that are out there aren't demons. You know, for the most part, they're spirits, and it's very few and far between that I do run into a demon or a dark entity. So I do believe both things exist. And, you know, certain religions like the LDS Church believes when you go on to the other side, if you've lived a righteous life, you will create your own worlds and your own universes. So I don't know. There's so many things out there that are said, and like you're saying, you read from page to page, and one page contradicts the other, which I find to be true. There's so many things out there that I read and I do believe, and I read and I'm like, no, that's not right. But with the new Pope, I'm excited about what he's doing. There's so many different things. He's translating the exorcisms to where not just Latin-speaking people can do them, you know, like different people can do it. And he's also having the Bible retranslated to where perhaps it hasn't been manipulated by man, and the truths will be out there, and not this thrown out and this in and so on for the will of man. It'll be the full word that is supposed to be there, and not for the will of man and what they want to happen, you know?
Yep. No, like, I'm fascinated by the Dead Sea Scrolls. Because you know that damn near original, right? Like that right there. That's right at that time frame. So it's got to be more truthful. Like there's first-hand knowledge, not 400, 300 years later. Oh, that's and it was the Romans that did it. So you know, Rome had their own agenda, and I think that was money.
Mm-hmm. And power.
So, yeah, power, totally. And so, yes, it's, I think I'd rather put my faith into something that's in that time frame, like the Torah Bible or something along those lines, to put more of my faith into, to knowing that it might be closer to the truth than what other religions might be.
And it's interesting, like you said, the Dead Sea Scrolls, like there's always these different scripts being found all the time as people are finding different tombs. And, you know, in these tombs, there's different vases, or within the tomb or whatnot, there's different scripts being found that the Romans have not burned and destroyed. So we're finding more and more truths all the time, and it's kind of scary, but at the same time, it's really awesome because we're like, hey, we can translate this and decipher it. And you always ask for the gift of discernment when you're reading these things to help to discern between what's right and what's wrong and whatnot. But it's awesome to find these different words that are out there that are still preserved, that have not been destroyed by a power-hungry government like the Romans were, or the Germans, or whoever else were out there trying to control and overtake other people.
Yeah.
BTO was asking, what energy does Craig talk about, and do you feel that you are a part of something as being created, or being your own creator self, which you are the Alpha and Omega?
He's just full of great questions today, eh?
Right? He's always got some good ones.
All right, so run that by me again. Let me hear that one more time.
He said, what energy does Craig talk about? Do you feel that you are a part of something as a being created, or being your own creator self, which you are the Alpha and the Omega?
No, I'm not the Alpha Omega. I learned that doing my investigations and thinking I just had everything I needed, and I was safe and I didn't have to worry about anything. The energy that I'm able to tap into is white light. And I call it white light because it's like a spark, so it's kind of white. And I don't think there's an end to that energy, so I can tap into that energy and pull in whatever I need and tap into what I need for whatever the case may be it if I'm just meditating or if I'm doing healing or even if I'm doing readings. I ask for that energy and my spirit guides to help me and to fill me with white light, and then I move forward in my task. But I don't.
Go ahead.
I don't think I'm definitely not the best. I'm definitely will have more to learn with these abilities. Will it get stronger? I'm sure it will. Just like any other person that is in these fields. But I don't think I'm ever going to be at that point where I consider myself a god.
Yeah. I think that would be too much for me, but anybody, I think, who says they're an expert in the field of the paranormal or these other things is full of it because, like you said, we're constantly learning, and we don't know everything, and to be an expert, you have to basically know everything in that field, and there's really no experts in this field. We can be very experienced, but being an expert is something completely and totally different.
Yes. And I don't know if you can be an expert in this field. Like, it's not, like, I guess there's parapsychology and stuff like that, but they only know that side of it. They don't know nor do I. I only am able to tap into energy and able to use it. And I think it's almost lumped to me. And then I give it back, and tap into it again when I need to. So, yeah. No, I need to stay humble and realize that there's so much more that I just don't know.
Yeah, I've had the experience where, with you and being able to say you're not an expert, I find more truth in that and can believe you more than somebody who says they are. Like, then that's when the doubts start ringing in my head when somebody's like, I'm not an expert. I believe you, and I take what you say more at heart, and there's a big truth to that. But have you ever experienced someone, like I had a few guys come on to my Facebook Live, and people message me telling me about God and Jesus and how I'm a sinner for these things I'm doing, but to me, like, God gave me this gift for a reason. If I just put it aside on the shelf and didn't use it and build upon this gift I was given, I'd feel like that was the sin, casting away the gift that I was given. Have you had anybody try to attack you like that? And do you feel like you are a sinner, or do you feel like you're in the right for what you're doing?
Oh, hell yeah. Yes, I'm a sinner. Yes.
To the fullest.
Yes. Yes. A sinner yesterday, today, and I hope I will be tomorrow. Really, the only what I've said to them is, you're the one that's casting judgment. So you take that and, take it and go, like, nope, I didn't message you. You messaged me. And if someone else is feeling better or someone else is happier after I've talked to them, then shit, I've done my job. That is my job, And there's a lady here today, a friend of a friend, and she has cancer. And I've done a little bit of healing regarding cancer, and I tried to show her what I do, and I said, okay, just sit there. I'll just show you from here. But she absolutely doesn't believe, which made it a lot more difficult for me to project that healing onto her, because she just wasn't willing to believe. And in that case, it takes two. Or it takes her sleeping and her not knowing, because they'll fight that. There was a lady that had leukemia, and I would heal her on a daily basis. And they didn't know what I was doing, but they beat it. They did have stage 4 cancer, and they were done. They, they were done. It was just that simple. They weren't coming out. And she's cured.
That's awesome.
So was it me? I don't know. I really don't. Did I feel better doing it for her? Yes.
Did she ever come into the plane of accepting it and believing in it? Did that help her? Or did she continually deny it?
Today, or the one with...
Well, during the process, did she learn to accept it and believe in it?
She felt it. She felt it. So, yes, she was open to anything at that moment, And for the first 6 months, she didn't even know I was doing it. So, or remembered that I was doing it. With cancer and leukemia and all the stuff they give you, they call it chemo brain. And it just turns you into a vegetable. You just don't remember anything. So, I just did my thing, and all I could do was pray and hope that it helped. And so far, it has. She's 2 years out, and I guess in the next couple months they're going to literally say you're cured.
That's so awesome.
And from stage 4 cancer, that's just phenomenal to me. I wasn't expecting that kind of result. Really, yeah. I wasn't.
Yeah, when your stage 4 is very terminal. When my mentor found out she had cancer, it was stage 4 colorectal cancer, and then it spread to her liver, then her lungs, and then into her brain. And at first, she was trying to go by what the doctors were saying, and do all this chemo crap and whatever, and then she was trying to go more holistic. Let me get over here. We got a call coming in. Hey, BTO, how's it going? Hello, hello. Did he hang up? Hey, BTO, are you there? For some reason, I can't hear you. Okay, there you are.
I'm hanging up right now. Give me a few. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, because my Skype is not responding. Now again, okay, great. I apologize for abruptly, disturbing you and Mr. Craig.
No, not at all.
On your wonderful conversations.
Hey, listen here.
Thank
I told you don't apologize.
Oh, don't apologize at all. Okay. I love the questions. I think they're excellent.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Very grateful about that. You mentioned, first and foremost, I reintegrated my chakra system. So okay. I don't deal with the chakra systems. Okay, because I just go by my inner organic light. But considering the fact that you are a psychic medium,
yes.
I just want to see, and what impression you have of me. What can you share with me? And I'll just open myself, because I have my shield and my barrier, and my light is silver, so I do reflect a lot. But I'll open up myself just a little bit to listen. If you can share something about myself,
okay.
I would appreciate that. Thank you, if you don't mind.
Where do you live?
Oh, forget about it. You don't know where I live? Forget about it. Now I'm in New York City.
That's funny.
In New York City.
So,
I don't know if you heard him or not. He said New York City, the Bronx, basically.
The Bronx? Okay. Well, I get that you're obviously reserved, but you have your own beliefs and you're kind of, I wouldn't say stuck with them, but you're definitely happy with where you're at. I get little bits and pieces, and then I get blanks, and then bits and pieces. So that's kind of how it works for myself.
And he said he's trying to lower the walls because he does keep the walls up, and it's very hard to read them. We've had several people try to read them, and different language used by certain psychics. He's very difficult to read. He said he's trying to lower the walls, but it's hard because he has them up so much.
But that's a safety thing, right? And that's, I believe you had a situation regarding God and what you felt you weren't listened to, or that he didn't help. So you're pretty upset about that, and that carries forth in how you come across. Does that make sense to you?
It does. I had my issues with Matrix God, which people call Jehovah, Ra, Allah, and all those. I know and all that stuff. So I'm very combative with that. What I consider to be false God, but continue on. Yes, please. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So I think that I hear what you're saying, and I think sometimes that closes us off to other possibilities. But I think you're going to find your inspiration. I won't say God, because I don't think that's what you're going to call it. Obviously, with you doing Reiki, you're getting in tune with that energy, and really, that's the energy we're really all talking about. Our conscious, and hopefully, our conscious is there for good, and I think that's kind of what we all are in tune with. Some are a little more in tune with it, where they can read people really easily, or some people find it hard to connect to those energies. Reiki is definitely a great start, and
no,
I think that's. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, that makes sense with the Reiki, but I use my inner light. I am my own God. You know, as I always share with everyone, is that they're on the universal creator self. And, you know, to me, that's very important. So I use my energy from within as opposed to some external energy. So
I agree. I agree. Although I'm sucking in white light, that white light's already in me. So I'm just opening myself up for more white light. So, yes, without the energy that I have in me, I wouldn't be doing anything. And I have to rely on that energy to keep me safe. Yes, do I say the St. Michael prayer when I go into serious cases? Yes. For some reason, I'll tell you, like, I don't understand it. You know, when I first got into the paranormal 10 years ago, I could care less about God. Really, he didn't show me nothing. You know, all I saw was a book and dirty priests. You know, I didn't see anything that I wanted in my life or around my children or anything. But I know for a fact that St. Michael prayer saved my arse many times. And I don't know why it works. I don't know why they run. I don't know why they hide. I don't know why they disappear. I don't know how I'm able to get rid of it by just saying that prayer. I don't understand it. I don't understand it when a priest comes in and throws salt on the ground and some holy water and it pisses the spirit off and it leaves. I don't understand it. Do I understand why my energy keeps me safe? Yes. But I also need to use every tool that I can use. And I can't explain why they work. But I can't also explain why I can astroplane. I can't explain why I can do readings. I can't explain why I can tap into white energy or light. I can't explain why we all are energy. Like, you know, so there's lots of stuff I just don't understand. But if it helps, I'll use it.
Absolutely, but we there's a quote by a dream theater is, "Wisdom revealed as I unlearned to learn." You know, and unlearning is all the programs you unlearn, and then you kind of go back to square one. Energy, yes, I believe in that, and thank you for sharing so much. You know, really appreciative of it. You know, I always have, this is my mantra, and I always say, I am an energetic signature. Well, I'm an energetic, infinite, and eternal signature self. And I nullify any thoughts and experiences that are harmful to my eternal and infinite energetic signature self. Energy, yes, we are all made out of energy, and you know, the knowing oneself as the alpha and omega. Yes, you have guides. Yes, you have things external, because Tessa have spoken about her guides. You have briefly spoken about your guides. I don't know if you want to share about that. I don't know if you have a phone call, Tessa, or no? Okay, because I can just quiet myself up and listen. But yeah, forget about it. You know, that's go ahead. Sorry.
No, I don't have a phone call or anything. I just have to keep track of chats and stuff over here. Going to break here in about a minute, but for now we're good.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, Craig. Well, if you want to talk about it later on, about your guys, who are your guys? You know, and how many guys you have? Because, yeah.
This is going to open up a whole nother conversation.
I'll forget about it. That's what I do.
That's all good. Perfect. Well, I'll leave you with it and let you stew over it with the break. One of my spirit guides is, I like to use St. Michael, but Raphael has been told that a renowned medium said Raphael was one of my spirit guides. Now, that's supposed to be one of the seven legions, one of the angels. I can't say if there's evil, then there's good. And if there's demons, then there's got to be angels or some. I don't even want to say angel. Even you don't even have to say angel, but a stronger being than me. And again, sort of like the St. Michael prayer, they seem to have my back. And again, with long as I believe it, it makes it so, right? So it's just that other little tool that we have in our toolbox.
And I really hate to interrupt again, but we do have to go to our second commercial break, so you guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these messages.
Heading to Vancouver and looking for a night on the town? The Moose Vancouver is the bar that never stops rocking until 2 a.m. every night. The Moose has great food with everything on the menu from $6.95 to $8.95. Fantastic, vibrant staff and rock and roll that will bring you back to when the music was real, the hair was long, and the guitars were rockin'. Get your party on at the Moose Vancouver, the official party bar of Spaced Out Radio.
Get your horns up with me on Spaced Out Radio. This is Ron Bumblefoot Thal. Come tune in to SOR where you can hear me rock out with Little Brother Is Watching, the official theme song of Spaced Out Radio. And then come on over to bumblefoot.com where you can find out about my tour schedule, my music, and everything else. Bumblefoot.com keeps you up to date on what I'm doing and the best way to stay in touch with my music and music camps. Sign up for my newsletter at bumblefoot.com and remember, Little Brother Is Watching.
Looking for the stories of the strange and weird that you will find hard to find anywhere else? Check out the SOR Newswire on our website. Our writers, led by Captain Shirk, are scouring the world for the oddest and most bizarre stories we can find. Everything from weird crime to suspenseful and paranormal. We're working hard for you to bring you the most intriguing news of your day. Check out the SOR Newswire at spacedoutradio.com today.
You hear footsteps in the empty room above you. A rocking chair begins rocking by itself. Don't be afraid of the things that go bump in the night. Reach for Spirit Storybox, the iPhone app the Huffington Post UK called the only ghost hunting app you will ever need. Spirit Storybox. The spirits are telling their stories. Are you listening?
Hi there, this is Geraldine Orozco from San Francisco's Bay Area Meditation. I invite you to join me the first Tuesday of every month with Dave Scott for Spaced Out Radio's The Spiritual You. In this fast-paced world we live in, it's time for you to take some time for you. We'll cover every possible subject from powerful meditation to healing techniques to your own intuition and spirituality. So come join us for The Spiritual You.
The freedom to post what you want, when you want. That's the social media freedom you need. Social Media Freedom is the free app in your app store. No need to worry about going to jail or being shadow banned any longer. It's the freedom to say what you feel. The freedom to know Big Brother isn't watching. It's the way social media is supposed to be. Social Media Freedom. It's time to set yourself free. Download from your app store today.
You know, it's hard being the bad man of ufology, but that's just the way that I like it. This is Chris George Zuger, and I'll be hanging out with Dave Scott and SOR scientist Chris Cogswell for Reality Paranormal, the second Wednesday of every month. And our job is to break it down and come to conclusions as to what is really going on in the supernatural world. I'd love for you to join us right here on Spaced Out Radio.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
We are getting ready to relaunch the SOR Space Travelers Club at spacedoutradio.com. For $5 a month, you can join us for a plethora of features found nowhere else. Hang out in a private chat room during the show and after party. You can check out some exclusive content and a store specifically for you, as well as a private listener forum where you can post your thoughts, stories, and pictures. The SOR Space Travelers Club, coming soon to spacedoutradio.com.
Do you want to know what's really going on in your world? Do you have questions about who you can trust in the mainstream media? Then look no further than the Rebel Planet. Come get the straight answers right here at spacedoutradio.com. Join me, Jamie Sexton, creator of Rebel Planet News, as I fill you in on the stories behind the stories. All you truth seekers, be sure to tune in to Rebel Planet on spacedoutradio.com the third Thursday of every month.
Find your escape where time has no limits. It's about living today and cherishing the heritage of yesterday. A spirit of adventure for what is new, with the nostalgia of the past. Your timepiece is a reflection of who you are. Life surrounded by beauty from the world around us to the soul within. EscapeWatches.com. There is no time like the present to enjoy your escape. Use promo code SMF2017 for your 20% discount today.
Are you interested in advertising on Spaced Out Radio? Head to our website at spacedoutradio.com and click on our advertising tab. There, you will find an assortment of ways you can get your product out there with us, from radio commercials to banners and social media. Have a product you like our hosts to endorse? We can do that too. Visit spacedoutradio.com for more details.
Hi there, this is Dave Scott from Spaced Out Radio, and I want you to come on a nightly journey. Starting at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, every Monday through Friday, you can come hang out with me and the other space travelers. We have it all from Carl the Alien bouncing on by to those misfit gnomes causing havoc. It's 3 hours of fun and entertainment on those topics the mainstream really doesn't want to touch. Come get all paranormal with us at spacedoutradio.com, and together, my friends, along with our resident guitar god Bumblefoot, we own the night.
Sit back, relax, grab a drink, and listen closely. Spaced Out Radio continues through the weekend. From the mile-high mountains of Colorado to you, listening around the world, this is Spaced Out Weekend with Tessa Nicole Thomas.
All right, everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. And our guest tonight is Craig Leafloor, and he's an amazing, awesome psychic medium who also does healing and paranormal investigation. Hey, Craig, welcome back. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you? I thought I lost you for a minute.
So we had
I was talking smack about Skype, and then I was like, oh, great, now they're going to cut us off.
Okay. They're listening.
They are.
So we was talking about spirit guides.
Yes, BTO.
Yeah, and BTO is beyond the Omniverse, in case you wanted to know. It's not Bachman Turner Overdrive. Okay?
Got it. It's beyond the Omniverse, not Bachman Turner Overdrive. Okay, so you were talking about spirit guides before we left.
Spirit guides.
Filled us in on that.
So I think, spirit guide can be anything. So I've used my dad in many cases to be my spirit guide. I feel he is around all the time, and I don't see him ever putting me in harm's way. So that being said, he is an excellent spirit guide to have. So if I ask for him to help me, he will do everything he possibly can. So that could be one of my spirit guides. I don't use them now as a spirit guide, but again, I did, and I have. And with that conviction, again, it's about knowing that he's there and knowing that he will keep me safe. In the same fashion of having a spirit guide, Raphael. I know he's going to keep me safe, and I put my faith into that. Just like I put my faith into the white light.
Did you have another question, BTO?
I think there's several individuals that may want to call in. So I don't want to take too much of your time. I just listen. I just mute myself and listen to everyone. And thank you, Craig, for your time and patience and attempting to read me, but you had some valid points there, and I really appreciate you sharing with me, and thank you, Tessa, for allowing me to call in. So I'll probably just so that you have more bandwidth, because I did have a few more questions, but
well, we haven't received any calls at this point, so you're free to ask more questions. If I have another call come in, I'll definitely let you know, and then we can cut it off then. But if you have another question, please feel free to ask.
Yeah. I with regards to archangels and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if you, Craig, have read The Law of One or any Gnostic teachings. More importantly, Gnostic teachings. I consider them to be arcanic. I have respect for Archangel Michael and Raphael and all the other ones, but to me they still arcanic, because to me this universe is not so much duality, but it's more polarity. But the biggest duality that this universe has is between light and dark. And people fail to realize that they have to balance it. And I'm all about balancing it. So what is your take on that, Craig, if you don't mind me asking?
There is a balance, and I think there's good and bad. There's good and bad in all of us, really. And I think there's good and bad in those other realms as well. People have taught us that these are those names. And all we really can do is is agree with them, really. Like we're told an apple is an apple because we're told it's an apple. It could be a banana. Who knows, right? Like we only know what we're told, and or search out. But I do believe that there is good. I do believe there's bad, and I think it has a kind of check balance with itself. And I try not to focus on the how I have that information or where that information of the good and bad come from, because I don't look at the Bible as the source of that, because I don't believe half the stuff that's in it. So I try to keep it basic and stick with what I can prove. I can prove that Jesus was crucified. I can prove that, or they've proven that he did walk around saying he could heal people. So I can believe that. And really, I try not to take it any further than that. Because really, I don't know. Like, I wasn't there. And yes, I'm a psychic, and yes, I can maybe have more ability to search out those answers. But being part of the paranormal as well, it kind of makes you think, because, we do deal with a lot of, I've dealt with a lot of demonic cases. The Hat Man is notorious. I must meet the guy at least once a year. We get rid of him and he pops in another place. Get rid of him, pops in another place. And everybody, I've never seen the Hat Man, but everybody says the exact same thing. Old people, young people, 4-year-olds, 20-year-olds. There's no way all these people know this guy. So they must be seeing him. How do they know what he looks like? And it said that he is one of the 7 fallen. And he's part of the 7 legions, where under him are other spirits or deities, shadow people, and like they say, he has 2 minions that kind of work with him to wreak havoc on the people that he's affecting. But that comes from the Bible. And that's what makes me question all this, right? Like, there's 4-year-old kids that are explaining what this entity is and what he looks like to a T. And you go across, the city, and another 4-year-old telling you the exact same thing. There's no way these 2 4-year-olds are talking. They can barely say a sentence, but they're sure able to tell you what that guy looks like. So that's proof right there to me. Collectively, all these people seeing this exact same negative spirit. And being that the only way we know any of that kind of information, in this case, is through the Bible, it's hard to dismiss. And being that I've dealt with him on more than one occasion, the only thing that gets him out of that house and away from those people is St. Michael prayer. Like, it's what I go to for that. And, I keep in contact with people that I've gone to their homes. I make sure that the sucker's gone. And if it's not, I'm coming back. But I'm coming back stronger. You know, I did an exorcism. Here's another example. Screwed up. Holy, like she pulled a knife on me. It was absolutely crazy. She was like 4'6" and didn't have the strength of anything. But it took me and 2 other guys to hold this chick down and get the knife out of her hand. How could she speak in tongues? I have no damn clue. But there was something evil there. And again, it was salt, holy water, and St. Michael prayer. And the priest reading out of the Bible to deal with that situation. Ended up that, you know, we told her not to be searching out more information, kind of let that go and, you know, quit looking for it. She chose not to, or chose to continue to look for it. And when you get rid of a strong entity like that, they come back sevenfold. So this lady's hooped. Like, there's no way I can't help her.
Well, yeah, if she's not going to listen to instructions, how can you?
Right. And, you know, I've seen her since, and those eyes are evil. There is no question in my mind that when I look into those eyes, I do not see a human being. And, you know, it breaks my heart that I can't help her. But she chose to keep looking and searching for the demonic. And they've got a hold of her, that's for sure. So it's, you know, I keep going back and forth from, you know, believing in God and not believing in God, but believing in some of the things and not believing in others. But at the end of the day, it's kept me safe. And it's kept my, you know, other team members safe. Even the ones that don't believe in God at all. You know, and, you know, we have a couple Wiccans. We have, you know, we have a different mixture of people that work with our team. And we kind of all complement each other. You know, and same with the natives. You know, they believed in animal spirits. They believed that they came down and they're feeding us, so they're the spirit, right? And they worship that. Who to say if they're right or wrong, right?
Right. Everybody has their own beliefs, and there is some truth to all of it. But BTO, did you say you had one more question?
Yeah, I did have one more question, but I think others want to call in. If you can briefly put the number on speaker again, if you don't mind. I think there's a few people. While you're doing that, thank you, Craig, for what you shared. I really appreciate it, and thank you for, you know, thank you for taking the time to share with me and to share with others as well.
Well, thank you for.
There you are. You're still there.
All right.
You're still here.
So, yes, no, I totally appreciate the questions, and thank you for calling in.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And thanks, BTO.
And Tessa, I didn't curse this time. So
good job. And like I said,
right.
Don't ever apologize. We always do appreciate your questions and look forward to them. So don't ever apologize. Quit doing that. Holy cannoli.
All right.
And I'm sure we'll talk again.
Coming in. Absolutely, Mr. Craig. And I appreciate your everything that you do. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
We'll talk soon.
All right, have a good night, BTO. I'll see you at the after party. Okay, so I'm going to dial up this number really quick that had just called in. Hold on. Skype's being kind of freaky. Freaky-deaky Skype. Okay. So calling back this area code. Maybe, okay, there it goes. I was about to say, maybe my numbers lock is on, but it's just being slow and delayed. Alright, so calling back the 484 area code here really quick like. Oh.
Hello?
Hey, Christopher.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Okay. I really love the guest. He's great.
Yeah, I love Craig. He's amazing.
Yes.
Thank you.
So
Do you have a question for me?
Yes. I've been working with guides for quite a while, for like several years, and I've learned quite a bit from them. I was wondering, it seems like my experiences with them are only of guides of the same religion I have. Is that possible that with some people the guides that they have is only just what their faith is? I know many people have many different kinds, and me, I just have one set. That's it.
Right. I think it almost has to be that way, because how could you have a God that you don't believe in?
Mm-hmm.
So, like again, for me, I have Raphael, I use St. Michael, and I guess kind of like a railroad guy is what is kind of somewhat what he looks like, with the railroad outfit. And then I have another one that kind of sits in the back, and he hasn't come forward yet. I'm kind of interested in knowing who he is, because why is he sitting out back? Why isn't he coming forward? And I don't know if it's because I don't need him right now, and he'll come forward when he's needed. But yes, I think our spirit guides are definitely involved in our faith and our belief.
He'll come when the time arises. I have an archangel. I like St. Michael. And yep. I have one that has beautiful with blonde hair, and I know she passed away like 30 or 40 years ago.
Okay.
I know her name, and my grandmother are with me.
So
I'm aware of, and several others that haven't yet showed their names.
Yes. Really, the only reason I know about Raphael is I was told. I haven't had a conversation with any of them, besides, asking them to please give me the strength and to have my back, you know what I mean? But I haven't had the privilege of being able to communicate with them. And I'm really not focusing on that either. I think I'm in this process of growing tremendously, and it's not with the spirit guides, it's with my different abilities and which ones I want to, I guess,
I had
grow.
many affirmations lately that kind of shook me up.
Okay.
And if it wasn't for my guides, I'd be insane.
Yes.
I can tell you that much.
No,
think
I can say they have.
Empath will be cleansing.
Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, I think I'll be going. No, I just think that it's like I need to talk to a like-minded person, and you seem to be that one.
Well, thank you. I definitely need more work with my spirit guides. I see that coming in my future, but I'm really focusing. Like I do the healing, and I am taking a Reiki class on the 22nd, and trying to get my certificates with that. But I've already been told that's what I'm doing. So I really don't need to go take Reiki because I'm already doing it.
Yeah,
but
you're a natural.
But I'm sure there's something I'm missing. You know, and I want to be able to. I want to know everything. You know, and hence why I continuously do research, just to get more information, because I can't be open to everything. And I can't expect stuff to just happen. I need to search that knowledge out. Yes, my gifts have come somewhat naturally, I guess we would say. But I'm definitely stronger because of my research.
Yeah, and it never hurts to expand your knowledge, and taking those Reiki classes and whatnot. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's correct.
No.
I'm going for remote viewing for classes myself.
Are you? I'm actually.
That's my path.
I'm actually going to be starting up classes for that as well, and what an amazing! I think it's the most miraculous gift out there. Like to me, it's phenomenal. I would trade all of them in just if I could keep that one.
It's amazing. Like one of my guides, I think I told Tessa, if I remember right, I've been to her childhood home in remote viewing.
Well, that's super cool.
Yeah, and a condition of the whole match is what was in the local paper.
Okay.
Well, I'm so glad you called in, Christopher, and it was so good to hear from you.
Thank you. I hope you have a blessed night.
Thank you, Christopher. You as well, and I hope to see you at the after party.
Okay,
you as well.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
All right, so we did miss a call, so I'm going to call her back here real quick. And it's funny when one thing ends and you have something pulled up, it all kind of erases, but pulling her back up.
Must be a Skype thing.
Yeah, it's like the new upgrade, and I continue to say it's not an upgrade, it's a downgrade. Give me a break, people. But here we go. And it's cycling, thinking. Come on, meow. All right, there she is. Okay, calling her back. And it's unfortunate when we do get these calls, like we used to just be able to put them all on hold and just take one at a time, and now it's just kind of irritating. But I'm calling her back right now. I'm glad she spoke up on the chat room. Then I was able to figure out who it was. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Coco. Hey, Corinne. How's it going?
How are you?
I'm doing awesome. How are you?
I'm okay. Well, it's nice to hear your voice. And it's nice to hear Craig, too. Hi, Craig.
Hi, how are you?
All right, how are you?
I'm excellent.
Good. You sound excellent.
Thank you. This is, I love doing this.
I know you do. And that is so fantastic, because if you don't love doing it, why the hell should you do it, right? So,
well, I could be sleeping, right?
Exactly. So, Craig, what's going on, man? It's like, so you're talking to these angels, and
So, like, but correct me if I'm wrong, but do any of us know what the hell is really going on?
No.
Or not?
No.
Right?
No. We know crap.
Exactly.
About the other side. I could be talking to Mickey Mouse. I really don't know. You know, but it's what I put it's all about intent. You know, what I believe makes that belief true. And conviction is the key. It really is.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, let's face it, we all have our own truths, right? So, I mean, my reality is different than your reality, is different from Tessa's reality, blah, 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 blah. But I'm not trying to give you a hard time here. I'm just...
Go ahead.
I'm wondering where you're coming from. You know what I mean?
It's a good question, because I really don't know. I'm still molding this, and, you know, really, like, I can't even say I use my spirit guides. You know, yes, when I go into a serious case, I ask for protection. Yeah. But normally that's St. Michael. That's not any of my spirit guides. And I guess that's because I don't have a relationship with them. I don't really see them. I don't talk to them. I don't try to talk to them or communicate with them. So I've been doing it this long without them. So I don't necessarily think I need them. But again, I would be doing a disservice if I didn't look into it.
Right. I mean, I think that rather than, Craig, I don't know if you agree with me, but on this, I feel like with spirit guides, it's more than just one or two, say, so to speak, spirit guides. It's like a movement or a faction of energy that might be influencing us if we ask questions to it. Because I feel like when I'm getting answers to things, when I'm answering questions, it's like it's this whole sort of energy team, so to speak. Not just one or two guides. Do you feel that?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you a question after all that.
All right.
So I was with my ex tonight, and we spent some time together and everything. So do you pick up anything with that situation?
As in you guys getting back together?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yes, you will. Because he's obviously he is still your life. And if you weren't meant to be, you wouldn't be still having this relationship as well as you do.
Really? Okay, you think so?
I would need to see a picture for sure. But yes.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you guys been apart?
3 years. We were together for 10 years.
Okay. And you still have a close relationship with him?
Well, I mean, close as in we talk a lot. You know what I mean?
Okay. Do you have children?
No freaking way, no.
No? Well, then there really is no reason for you to keep talking to him, is there? Except that you still love him.
No. Right. I I feel like I mean, I sound like a freaking pathetic idiot saying this, but I feel like I'm meant to be with him, you know?
Right.
It sounds stupid. But...
Well, he still needs to do some changing, though, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
But so do you. Because everything takes two, right? I didn't hear too much excitement in that.
What you talking about, Willis?
Because every relationship.
I don't think I have to change anything. I mean, there's nothing.
Well,
when I say I'm
good
perfect,
thing
I mean, I'm pretty good. You know what I mean?
You sound perfect.
I feel like I am. No, I mean, I can't sit here and explain who I am, but anyways, I think I'm pretty good. So I don't think that
you're not bad. You're not bad. I'll give you that much.
Right.
But yes, obviously you still have a connection with him, and he still has a connection with you. So your life together is still not over.
That's what I think too, Craig. I mean, call me crazy, but I mean, I just feel like we have more to do together. Right?
Yeah, no, you're crazy.
Yes, I am.
See?
But, you're so psychic. Thank you. No, but I mean, so would you say just keep doing what I'm doing and,
yes.
You know, just...
Communication will be the key with this. And just keep it open. You know, keep that dialogue open, and hopefully before too long he sees that you're perfect and that he's made a mistake and he needs to listen to only you.
Right. Okay. Well, I shall do so. So Kimmy's saying that we sound drunk and high. Thank you, Kimmy. That's so sweet. That's so sweet.
Where do you live?
I live in Massachusetts.
Well, I don't think they legalized anything out there, have they?
Yes, marijuana, but I haven't smoked weed since I was 17.
Well, roll that up.
I know. Well, no, you know, I used to throw up from it. I was allergic to it, and I can't smoke anymore. But unfortunately, because I would if I could, you know?
You know what? It is great medicine. It helps so many people. And it's only a disservice that not everybody can have that access.
Well, it's awesome, though, that nowadays there's not just the cannabis CBDs, there's hemp CBDs that I've heard actually work better than the cannabis CBDs.
Yes.
So there is hope.
Yes.
Right.
The CBDs are actually really good for anxiety, depression.
That's what I hear. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I definitely, instead of opiates, you guys, I'm totally on board with weed. I mean, just, you know, I know weed sounds like I'm growing up in the 70s here. But, I mean, marijuana is definitely the key to many healings. I believe that, you know?
Yes. We can make a whole nother show of just marijuana.
Yeah, totally. So, Craig, what's going on with you? Like, what are you anxious about right now? Anything?
Oh, the list is long, honey. There's a few things going on.
Yeah, I hear you. There's always a few things going on, right?
Yes, there is.
Yeah,
I'm a 100% kind of guy. I don't do anything half-assed. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay, you can say ass. It's fine.
Okay, perfect. But I just want everything right away, right? I want it now, and I hate waiting for anything. So that's going to be my, frustrational part of what I'm doing here. And, trying to get people on board with databases and trying to get everybody helping each other out. And instead of having, 100 different ghost hunting teams, have 100 different ghost hunting teams on the same page. That's what I want. Having 1,000 mediums on the same page. And you only have to.
I know it's frustrating. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to do, and I'm hoping I'm hoping it takes off, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see.
Yeah. I think it's going to go well, and not that I'm any freaking Gene Dixon here, or whatever, whoever you want to name as a popular psychic, but I think that's going to go well. But you have to remember, Craig, that patience is the key to most things, okay? So, and the thing is that it comes in that divine timing. You've heard of that, probably. That things happen as they're meant to happen in the order that they're meant to happen. So we can't get so overwhelmed by wanting everything when we want it. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's plenty of stuff that we have to do in the meantime, like in that space of waiting. There's plenty of things we can do and create and all that. So just, kind of try to step back and say, okay, you know what? It's fine. It's fine, man. I'm
trying to enjoy the process.
Yeah.
But I don't have any patience whatsoever. That went with my kids.
Right.
I hear you.
People say, hey, have patience, and I'm like, when's that going to happen?
Yeah. When
is the patience going to come?
I get totally impatient too. I hear you. But I just have to realize, you know what? In the meantime, this is our space here to get other things done. You know what I mean? And that's quite all right. It's quite all right. Because this is not our only life. We go on to another life, and we do have all the time in the world. So that's the way it is.
Yep. I agree.
So, thank you, Craig, and thank you, Tessa.
Thank you, Coco. I'm so glad I got back a hold of you. Sorry I had to hang up a couple times, but I was glad to see you in the chat room saying, I tried to call, and I was like, I'll call you right back.
Yeah, no, you're awesome, Tessa. You are freaking awesome. You are the most awesome host ever.
She is.
I thought that was you.
When I'm on, maybe, but you are,
Aw, thanks, sister, and I really appreciate you, and I just got to let you know, I sent that purple plate that you sent for my sister just in time, and she's been wearing it over her lung where she has that large blood clot, and she's been using her purple plate, and along with that and all of our prayers and healing energy that we've been sending her and the work that Craig's been doing to help heal her, things are going really well.
Oh my God, that's so good. That is so good to hear. Thank you for telling me that, you know?
No worries. And she was saying earlier, I think he missed it, but she was saying how grateful she was for the purple plate and for Craig and for all of us pulling for her, and she doesn't know where she'd be without all that. So I'm so grateful that you did send that plate for her, because it was perfect timing, I gotta say. Perfect timing. She got it just the day before she went into the hospital with that huge clot in her lungs. So everything happens for a reason, and I'm so grateful for you, sister, and that you sent that. And I recommend everybody gets a purple plate. I wear mine all the time, and it really does help me with things that I need, and it's been helping my sister. And
what's the purple plate?
Coco, fill them in.
What's the purple plate?
Oh my God! Oh, Craig, you got to get one.
Yes.
It's like, okay, so the website is purpleplates.com, and do you know what Tesla was, Craig?
Purpleplate.com.
Purpleplates with an S.com.
Okay.
So check that out, and you'll see everything about it. But it's based on Nikola Tesla's theory of free energy, which is a healing energy that exists naturally in the some places in the universe. I can name a couple places that it
Keep in touch with me.
Naturally. Okay.
We're going to talk about this a lot.
Thank you, Christopher. Yeah, Kareem de Winter. Hit me up. Let's be friends.
We will. Absolutely.
You guys, take it easy, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Kareem.
Thank you for calling in.
So awesome hearing from you and hearing your voice, and I'm so glad you called in.
Thanks, Tessa. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
All right, have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Sure, bye.
Yeah, I might even kind of kamikaze call her on the after party. I've been trying to call people in on that at night, and I had a friend, Sleepy Dave, and he's like, you guys keep leaving me a message on the Skype, and I was like, yeah, it's one of my favorite pastimes. But I'll call different random people that I want to be in there, and sometimes they join, sometimes they don't, but yeah.
I've seen a couple different groups on that, and I don't know which one to go to.
Yeah, the one that's active is the one that says join call if I've invited you to that. Or you'll see it, like, people will be sharing messages or pictures or whatnot, and it's generally the one that's highlighted, but it does get confusing with all the different ones we've had in the past. I don't know how to erase those to have it just as one, but definitely if you're up for it, we'll keep you on for the after party. And even BTO said he had one more question, so maybe he could ask you that too.
All right.
But yeah, Corinne is amazing, and she does this these purple plates, and she sent me one and then one for my sister, and it's awesome. It does so many different things. And
what is it? It's a plate?
Yeah, it's a plate, or there's different things. If you look at the website, you could have like a little medallion, or but it's this technology from Tesla that he had used in the past that she's reintroducing to the world, which I'm so grateful for. But for me, I'll carry it around in my pocket, and it actually gives me see, I've had this drain on my energy since my kids were born. I feel like they stole my energy when they were born, but when I wear it, I feel that extra energy, and I feel like getting up and doing stuff that I wouldn't generally feel like doing. But it does have healing properties. Like, different people have MS and other things going on, and they'll use it, and it really helps. And with Kathy, she's using it for her clot and wearing it over her lung, where she has that clot. And like I said, along with you and the positive energy and thoughts and prayers we're sending her, and the purple plate, like, I think she's just got that trifoil of healing
energy
going on. Yeah.
Well, I'm totally into Tesla. That guy knew his stuff. That's wild. And I'm definitely intrigued with that. plate. Yeah, for sure. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite people, and I feel bad for how his character was basically murdered. Like, he lived a long and full life, but his character was murdered, and these other people that are, into the money and everything like that, control over us, actually won, and he was left to keep creating these things. And once he passed away, all these crates of information he had, once they got in there was only 3 crates left out of all this information on weapons and different technologies that he had built was gone. Where did it go? Well, where do you think it went? It's just insane how they did kill his character. Could you imagine where we'd be today had Tesla's free energy and everything had happened? We wouldn't have these coal burning things and nuclear reactors and whatnot.
I've always thought of using the Earth's gravity to give us energy, because that is energy. And why can't we harness that gravitational pull to create more energy? So it's, all his stuff is really fascinating. And being that he made the first cell phone, and just how all the technology, we would still be in the dark ages if it wasn't for him. Yeah. And we have advanced due to his technology, but it's kept from us where this technology actually came from. It's different people putting it out. But had they let him run with it, I could imagine where he'd be and how happy he'd be, and he wouldn't have passed the way he did. But, just for them to snuff him out like that and take his thoughts and, make money off of it against what he would have done. So it's really sad how things happen, but he is amazing. He's one of my favorites. I actually have the card that Corrine sent me with my purple plate that's got Tesla in there, because he is one of my favorites, a blast from the past. And do you have it on you? Yeah, it's right here. Show me. Can you see it? Okay. Yeah. Cool. And it tells you different ways to use it on the back of this card. Wear the small plate in a pocket for more energy, which I hadn't even read this, but that's what I did, and it did. It gave me more energy. If no pockets, women carry the plates in their purse, or as my sister would say, her booby purse. Place a glass of water on a small plate for just 3 minutes and taste the difference. The water is energized by the life force energy. Many travelers use the small plate to prevent stomach upset caused by drinking water in other countries. Place purchase bags of food on the large plate for approximately 15 minutes, and this induces the life force energy. Place large plate in refrigerator center shelf. Food will last much longer except for fresh meat and fish, and thermostat may have to be readjusted if food freezes. Also, it says place a large plate beneath your computer monitor to counter the effects of EMR, reduce fatigue, and work in 3 feet bubble of positive energy. Place a small plate in dog or cat bed or under food dish to energize crystals or decomposed granite or quartz sand. Place material on the plate for 12 hours. Scatter quartz sand or granite onto indoor or outdoor trees or plants to enhance growth. Or you can also place 1 gallon of water on a large plate and use water for plants. And you can do that for 12 hours or overnight. And you can also use the plate on an injured area of any living thing. It has so many uses, and it's so amazing, what it does. And, I had heard about it and wasn't quite sure about it. And then she sent me one, and it does really work. And I've been blown away by it. That's cool. She's going to have to send me one now. Right? We did a drawing, and she's like, everywhere but, Australia and these other places, because the shipping is really expensive. But I definitely check it out, because there's plates and there's, little medallions or whatnot that you can wear, and different sizes, different uses. But I like the pocket size one, and I wear it in my back pocket, and it does have that, like it said, the 3-foot energy bubble or whatever going on, and I did feel the difference. I was not convinced until I tried it, and then once I tried it, it was just amazing, and I'm so glad that she sent that to me. I'm so grateful. Have you looked into the 369?
What is that?
That's him, Tesla.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so there's 12 months in the year. If you divide, how does that go? You divide that by 360, it is come down to 32, if I'm remembering correctly. Which again, you times it by something else, and every number in our whole mathematical equation can all be broken down to 3, 6, or 9. And then it shows sort of a reactor where if it wasn't for 3, 6, and 9 being the control factor, then the ions won't bounce off each other properly. So it actually makes it have a connection to all the numbers, which is, I'm still looking into it because it fascinates me, but it's also part of the binary beats. And all those binary beats that work for our chakra can all be based off the 3, 6, 9 premise, which is kind of strange. You just don't expect that. And so yeah, I anytime I see anything on him, I definitely read it. One of those geniuses that just never was allowed to be one.
Yeah, and it was all for that monetary gain from other people.
Yeah.
That greediness and selfishness. Like, imagine where we'd be today. We'd actually be more advanced than we are right now.
Yeah.
But...
Henry Ford.
Yes.
Henry Ford and Churchill. Wasn't it Churchill that shut him up?
I think so. There was another one in there. The other one that was doing the electricity at the time. I'm having a brain fart. I can't remember his name right now. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Not Edison.
I think it was, wasn't it? It was Edison. But hey, we're actually at the end of our time. Can you tell our listeners? I know it goes by so fast. There's never enough time. Can you tell our listeners where to find you and your different sites that you're doing right now?
Yes. All right. If you look under Craig S. Leafloor, you will find me. I have quite a few different sites that are kind of in the works. The one main site that I'm doing is a database for all paranormal groups and psychic mediums, healers, all that kind of field, and trying to get it all on one page. So if you're in Indiana, you can get help just by going to this one site, which will give you everybody in your area. I'm also I still have pages on Reiki, on healing, astroplaning, meditation, trying to encompass all of it. And I am starting to do some training as well with astral flight, trying to teach people to harness that wonderful energy that we all can tap into. So again, Craig S. Leafloor, look me up, PM me, whatever, and I'd be more than happy to talk with you. I'm here for you guys, so that's what I do.
Well, thank you so much for being my guest again this evening. It was so wonderful having you on the show again.
Yes, I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
And thank you to everyone in Space Out Radio, Facebook, Spreaker, Twitter, Paranormal Live, Paranormal Radio, TalkStream Live, Deep Talk Radio, and wherever else in the universe you're listening tonight. I had a wonderful time this evening, and it was my pleasure literally and figuratively, and I can't wait to do it again next weekend on spaced.radio.com. Until next time, nighty night, love and light to all my space cases out there. You guys have a wonderful week, and I'll see you back here this next weekend. Make sure you don't work too hard. And don't forget, we're all in this together. Together we make the world a little better. And together, my friends, we own the night. If you guys would like to come in for the SOR Asylum After Party, the number is 970-335-9596. 970-335-9596. You guys take care of my ewes.